I'm Rick Buck and I've been a dentist for 15 years. In this video, I will show you all the steps to properly and correctly floss your teeth. So subscribe if you have teeth. First, cut a piece of floss that is about half arm's length. And that's just because this is your first time. Second, hold the floss with the thumb and the pinky in one hand. Third, wrap the floss at least twice around the pinky and ring finger with the floss going up the palm side of the fingers and down the back side of the fingers. Fifth, pull the floss tight and then you can release your thumb. 6, grab the floss with your middle finger and tuck in your pinky, ring finger, and middle finger to further secure the floss against your palm. 7, grab the loose end of the floss with your thumb and index finger on the same hand. 8, repeat steps 2 through 7 with the loose end of the floss and the opposite hand. Step 9, when the floss is tight, you want your fingers on the different hands to be about an inch apart. If they're too far apart, just wrap the floss a little more around one of the hands. And those are the steps. Now that's a lot, but that happens really quick once you get used to it. If the floss is secured, you'll be able to release the floss with the thumbs and index finger, and the floss will still be tight, like you can see here. You can also transition with the thumbs and index fingers to press any way you want in any sort of combination, like you see here. Once flossing, you'll mainly use the thumbs to press upward and floss your upper teeth properly. Likewise, to floss the lower teeth properly, you will use the index fingers to push downward. How do you floss the back teeth properly? Once the floss is secured tightly to your hand, flossing the back teeth is easy. To floss the upper back teeth, you will use the thumbs to press and snap the floss through each contact of adjacent teeth. To floss the left upper molars, the right thumb is positioned on the inside of the arch of your teeth, and the left thumb is outside of the arch. Likewise, to floss the upper right molars, you position the left thumb on the inside of the upper arch of your teeth and the right thumb on the outside of the arch. Flossing the lower back teeth is the same as the upper back teeth, except you will be using the index finger to press downward on the floss. To floss the back teeth properly, you want to snap the floss between each set of adjacent teeth. Once the floss is between the teeth, position your fingers further back so the floss wraps the back tooth in sort of a C shape. Then lightly rub the floss up and down the back tooth a few times without snapping the floss back out from between the teeth. Next, make sure the floss reaches below the gum level when you're doing this. Then, like before, position your fingers further forward to wrap the floss around the front tooth of the gap. Then you just rub the floss up and down a few times against that tooth. Now you can snap the floss back out from between the teeth, and you may continue to floss the rest of the teeth in the exact same way. Once again, I'm breaking this down very detailed, but you will be able to do it fast after a few times. But how I showed you is important because the movement will dislodge most of the plaque between your teeth if you have picked the right floss and you have done flossing correctly. So what is the best floss to use? The best floss to use for plaque removal and prevention is EZI expandable floss, or a thick woven expandable floss like it. From my testing of various floss products, I have found that to be the best type, hands down. In fact, after I had done a bunch of reviews and found the best type of floss, I created this brand at a more affordable price with a few added features. So what I'm putting on the screen now is an amazing before and after of cleaning my teeth with the EZI floss and toothbrush. And you can watch that video on my channel if you want to see it. But I will throw out a disclaimer. That doesn't mean it's the best floss for everyone. EZI efficiently removes plaque because its woven structure expands with saliva to reach small tooth concavities and widens when flossing to increase its surface area and remove more plaque. It's also infused with xylitol, which inhibits the formation of further plaque. For these reasons, EZI floss is best for most people at removing plaque. However, this floss does tend to shred more often than other less efficient flosses. Therefore, if you've had bad dental work, that can easily cause the floss to break. So it's important to note with these woven flosses, they're thicker and take a little getting used to. In fact, they can even make your gums sore at first. But for like 85% of the population, this floss is the best in my opinion because the other flosses that feel better also glide over a lot of the plaque instead of removing it and you can see that by watching some of my videos about these types of flosses. You can buy Ezzy expandable floss from the store below this video if you're on your phone, and then you don't even have to leave YouTube. Or you can buy it from the Amazon affiliate links below. But either way, you can see it leaves my teeth virtually spotless from those videos and from the little before and after I'm putting up from those videos now. And the plaque is almost completely gone each day after I use it. Now there's also something called Super Floss, which I think is the best floss if you have braces. Other than that, I recommend Ezzy expandable floss. When should you floss? You may not realize this, but it is important to know when to floss. There are 3 key points to consider when you should floss. First, it is important to floss at least once every 24 hours because it takes that long for the bacteria on your teeth to start the decay process. Now, it usually takes at least 6 months before you can get a full-on cavity that's noticeable on x-rays, but the process only takes 24 hours to start. You don't ever want that process to start because then the rest of the process becomes so much easier for the decay to invade your tooth. So if you are constantly disrupting the bacteria every 24 hours, likely you won't get a cavity. It's that simple. Second, flossing before brushing is another critical point about when to floss. From my daily testing of flossing and brushing, I constantly find that you remove more plaque if you floss before brushing instead of after brushing. Again, you can watch my video on that. Also, if you floss first, you remove the plaque so that when you're brushing, the fluoride from the toothpaste can strengthen the tooth. If you flossed second, while you were brushing with the fluoride, the plaque would block a lot of that fluoride from interacting with your tooth. The third thing about timing. Most people should floss and brush at least a few minutes after eating instead of before, as long as you aren't brushing with a hard bristled toothbrush, brushing too hard in general, and eating very acidic foods. And the reason why is if you have a lot of acidic foods and brush right away, your tooth is in a demineralized state and you abrade the tooth and can wear it down a lot faster. And yes, that does happen quite a bit. So basically, after you eat, wait a few minutes, then brush your teeth. And then again, there are many reasons why you don't want to brush before. But from a flossing point of view, you want to remove the food debris before the plaque bacteria can use the food that you eat to proliferate. Watch my videos on when to brush for more on this topic. Is flossing more important than brushing? Yes, in my opinion, flossing is more important than brushing, but with a little asterisk that you have to do both. Here's why. Flossing removes plaque and bacteria from the 2 most common places where cavities and gum disease develop. Brushing your teeth removes plaque from spots where cavities and gum disease are less frequent. Now, if we were debating, the counterpoint would be, well, brushing with fluoridated toothpaste gives strength to the tooth that flossing doesn't provide. So you could argue that brushing is more important too. However, if you don't remove the plaque between your teeth, it blocks the fluoride in the toothpaste. Thus, you need to floss for brushing to have a more significant effect. The thing is, both flossing and brushing are essential, but flossing is more important than brushing in my opinion. And what I really mean about that is, it's more important to do a good job flossing than it is to do a good job brushing. But if you had to choose one or the other to not do, there is no question about that. You need to do both. So I'm not going to answer that. Watch my daily dental care video I have posted now for the best technique, tips, and product recommendations for a stunningly clean mouth that avoids tooth decay, gum disease, and gives you fresh breath. The best dental products that I recommend are in Amazon affiliate links in the description below, or you can order them from the store below if you are on a handheld device. And then you don't even have to leave YouTube to order those. If in Southern California, my dental office is in the description as well. Like and subscribe to my channel if you have teeth.